Hot girl summer, your cousin's wedding, new crush, these things come and go. But if you force yourself and rush yourself into losing 30 pounds only to make yourself super miserable and gain all the weight back, you need to set up micro habits. Because fitness is a lifestyle and every lifestyle needs easy, repeatable habits that create a lasting change. And that's exactly what I'll be sharing with you in this video after having a transformation of my own that is going strong even after 4 years. So now without further ado, let's get right into it. Habit number 1, screw 10k steps. Just remember this, if it is at a walkable distance, walk. The entire concept of walk 10,000 steps a day is so overwhelming. And it's not a rule, it is just to say that walk when you can. Instead of forcing yourself to complete 10k steps and spend 2 hours after your work hours only to feel super tired the next day and quit from the next day, just skip your buses, skip your cars, skip your lifts and walk when you can. Habit number 2, speaking of walks, after every meal, make sure that you're walking for at least 5 to 15 minutes at least. In the time, you can catch up on your meals, watch your Netflix, but I promise you it is such a game changer. Even when I couldn't work out, even on days when I don't have it in me to go do exercise, simply the act of walking after every meal has created so much change. It helps with your weight loss so much, especially if you have PCOS, which I do. I also saw somewhere that if you cannot walk, doing sitting calf raises gives the similar if not the same impact, and that is because it impacts your blood sugar levels, which impact your weight loss by impacting your metabolism and your cravings. If you don't know how to do it, I will link down a video below that I found. It is a 2-minute video. It is just a very simple exercise that you can do when you're sitting. So suppose if during your lunch hours you cannot leave your office, you cannot walk, you can just do these sitting calf raises and it's gonna give the same impact. Habit number 3, increase your water intake. And screw the entire drink 3 gallons of water because that again is very overwhelming. Instead, I will give you some mini tips and tricks that'll make drinking water much easier. First, keep a bottle with you that can hold at least 1 liter of water at all times. The simple act of lowering your efforts of going in and filling up your bottle again and again, it can increase the amount of water that you're drinking on a day-to-day basis. Second, keep a cute glass of water and instead of drinking directly from your bottle, if you just pour it into a glass and drink it, just the very act of romanticizing it can help you drink a lot more water. Third, if you want to skip the glass, that's okay. Just keep your water bottle cap open and keep it where you can see it all times. Keep it at an arm's length distance. Again, it helps because just think about it. When you open your water bottle, you drink it, right? There's a cue and then there's the action, and that has become a habit. Every time you open your bottle, you drink it. That is a habit that you've been repeating. So now your brain is wired to drink water every time the water bottle is open. So the very act of, again, lowering your effort of even opening the water bottle cap, and second, keeping it where you can see your cue is always in front of you, that leads to you repeating the habit more often, and the habit is drinking water. Just try it, I promise it works. Next, avoid drinking water from straws, especially if you have bloating problems, if you have bloating issues. It is not harmful to drink from straws, but just try it, test it, because when you drink water from straws, you're also swallowing a lot of air. So just try and see if it is causing any impact in your bloating issues. Habit number 4, pick a form of cardio and make it interesting. The biggest issue with cardio is that it can be a little bit boring because you're supposed to repeat the same action over and over and over again for a long duration of time. So here's what you can do instead, because cardio is actually super great if you're trying to lose weight. I recently started skipping rope, and if I just skipped, I couldn't even do it for more than 5 minutes because it got so boring so fast. So instead, what I started to do was I tried learning some variations, and the very act of doing variations and learning them, they led me to skip rope for over 40 minutes. I didn't even realize it, and I skipped over 40 minutes just because I was trying to learn something new. So if you like to run, instead of running on treadmill, go some days run on treadmill, but some days go run in nature because nature has so many visual cues. There is so much stimulation to keep things interesting for you. If you find that boring, take a dance class, learn different dance forms when you can, or go learn swimming. Just the very act of doing something that is easy enough for you to do at a basic level, and then adding variations on top of it. Adding something that is creating some sort of challenge that you can overcome, that makes the entire process so easy and interesting. And you end up doing cardio for long durations without ever getting bored of it. Speaking of cardio, it is great for weight loss, yes, but if your goal is to get toned look without the loose skin, you need to lift weights. The only reason why I was able to lose so much weight and still not have loose skin was because the entire time I was lifting weights. I was doing weight training, I was doing resistance training. Habit number 5, and a lot of health freaks are going to hate me for this, but I promise you it has worked for me time and again. It worked for me when I started my journey, and it still works for me to this day, and you are gonna love it. Every time you crave something, you are allowed to have a little bit of it. You are allowed to eat it because your tongue just wants to taste. You'll notice if you're craving pizza, it is only the first 2 slices that actually give you the aha moment and actually fulfill your cravings. After that, you're just finishing the pizza because you don't know when you'll allow yourself to have it again. And that is doing more harm than good, because if you just allowed yourself to have a little piece, that is nothing a run couldn't fix. You'll be able to get back on track. However, when you have that mentality and you're always restricting yourself, so you want to have a pizza but you go have an apple instead. After that apple, you go have your diet cookies only to come back to finish the entire pizza. That is unnecessary calories. Instead, if you just allowed yourself to have a piece or 2, you would be able to get back on track with 1 workout. And not only that, the very idea of I won't be able to have it again, that is what's ruining your progress, because cheat meals are supposed to give you that 80-20 balance. But what you do is that you take the cheat meals and then you end up ruining a week's worth of progress by eating the entire pizza, by drinking the entire can of Coke, by having your chicken wings, because you're afraid that you don't know when you'll get to have it again. The very scarcity mindset of I don't know when I'll be allowed to have it again, that is causing you to eat more than you even want to. Instead, allow yourself to have a little bit here and there when you want to. And that way you'll be on track while also making sure that you're not feeling miserable in the process. However, if your goal is to cut processed foods altogether, you can try to fulfill your cravings using healthier alternatives. And you'll notice a lot of times when you crave something, it is because you either need some nutrient or you need some emotion. So a lot of times when people are feeling alone or lonely, they crave a lot of sweet stuff. When they're feeling like they've socialized way too much, they need their own space, they'll crave a lot of salty stuff. I find having dark chocolates when I'm craving something sweet, or having an avocado toast when I want chips, it gives me the same satisfaction as having the processed food without the unnecessary calories. I'll add some alternatives here for you to try, and I hope it helps. That brings us to the end of this video. There's many more mini habits, like drink a lot of water 30 to 60 minutes before your meals, but I wanted to give you some things that weren't very common, but they worked really well for me when I was experimenting during my own weight loss journey. Also, a bonus point for you guys who stayed till the end, because I'm so proud of you. You stayed here, and that means that you're serious about it. So let me tell you something very, very important that's going to cause a lot of success in your journey. Ditch the scale. Weighing scale, BMIs, they aren't always accurate. Especially if you're lifting weights, you'll notice that the weight on the scale might go up, but your body composition, the way your clothes fit, is getting better and better. So instead of looking at scales, just take 1 reading at the beginning of your journey and then do it after like 6 to 8 months. But in the meantime, every month, if you want to do something, take progress pictures and take your measurements, take your body measurements, because that'll show you the real growth. Checking the scale will only demotivate you and make you think that you're not making enough progress, even though you literally are. Lastly, don't be impatient. The reason so many fitness influencers end up becoming self-development influencers is because the entire fitness journey makes you more resilient and mentally strong as a person. Your fitness journey tests your patience, it tests how much you actually love yourself, it tests your discipline, because willpower is a muscle, and fitness, working out, is the best way to increase that willpower, to increase that muscle, because you keep training it every single day. Every time you don't want to work out and you go do it anyway. Every time you don't want to hit that last set and you do it anyway. So don't fear the discomfort, expect it, because that way you'll be able to move through it and come out creating a life where fitness isn't just for a hot girl summer, it is you. You are already the hot girl no matter the weather. If you want to see my own fitness journey and the other tips and tricks that I used, the workouts that I did, I highly suggest that you watch either one of these videos. And thank you so much for watching till the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support this channel. I will see you in the next one. Bye!